Hello people, in today's audio vlog I'm going to tell you my opinion, feelings and opinions about the Formula 1 season final, which was the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Do bear with me because I'm still a bit bunged up, alright, but let's get through this because the show must go on. This review is going to be a bit different because I'm not going to do any order. I'm just going to tell you about what I thought about the race, and then then just give you some pictures to run with it because I'm feeling a bit like shit, and I hope you understand that. But normal service will be resumed next season, and obviously it's just a one-off today. So first of all, I'm gonna give you the classification though. The race classification as it stands, we do have a potential penalty for Charles Leclerc. As of recording, I'm not aware of any penalty, so I'm just gonna give you the race result as it stands currently. Alright, so we had Lewis Hamilton winning the race, Max Verstappen second, Charles Leclerc was third, Bottas was fourth, Vettel was fifth, Albon was sixth, Perez was seventh, Norris was eighth, Kvyat was ninth, Carlos Sainz was 10th, Daniel Ricciardo was 11th, 12th was Nico Hülkenberg, Raikkonen was 13th, Magnussen was 14th, Grosjean was 15th, Giovinazzi was 16th, and Russell was 17th, and Pierre Gasly was 18th, and Kubica was 19th. Now, you will notice that there are only 19 finishers. That's because Lance Stroll had to retire from the race due to suspension failure. I was stunned by a tweet that I discovered from my favorite journalist, Will Buxton. He tweeted this: There's something about Seb's demeanor today. He seems wistful, almost sad. It's been a long season. He's probably just knackered. I don't know why. It just feels a bit different. I'm not convinced this isn't going to be his last hooray. Well, I could actually imagine that it is his last hooray because he arrived at Abu Dhabi late because of the birth of his third child. He is clearly has been beaten by his teammate Charles Leclerc, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if he is not on the grid in Australia in 2020. But that's just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. There was an investigation against Leclerc before the race had even started because Ferrari gave there was a discrepancy between the amount of fuel that Ferrari told the FIA was in the car and in Leclerc's car, and the amount that was actually in the car. Now I think that just shows how badly organized Ferrari has been, and if they want to really go for the championship in the future, they have to make sure that these sort of things never happen. I mean, I don't know the actual whether there's a penalty because there's a grey area in terms of what the rules say, and whether it's a sporting rule or whether it's just a procedural error or procedure. So as of recording, I don't know what the outcome of that was, which which is why the result I gave you earlier in this video is 100% provisional in terms of where Leclerc finishes. I mean, it could go either way, but once again, I'm shocked that it takes the stewards over 2 hours and the entire race and not be able to come up with a conclusion. I think that needs to change pretty sharpish for the future, because I think, in my eyes, that certainly ruined part of the race, because because I was thinking, well, Leclerc is definitely gonna get a penalty, but as of recording this, I haven't found anything yet, so that really needs to change. And the FIA claims to be this great organization together with the stewards. And if they can't even sort something like that out within 2 hours, then there's definitely something wrong there. Because it's not the first time that happened. You know what I mean? We had it in 2019 quite often. We had a similar situation when Hamilton got disqualified from when he got disqualified, and subsequently, as a result of that, Carlos Sainz got his first podium, and I think it ruins it for the fans, I reckon. But anyway, this is just what I think. Once again, do feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So last night when I went to bed, I found out that Leclerc is keeping his third place, so the results stand, and the only punishment that Ferrari is having for the fuel issue is a 50,000 euro fine. So I think that's ridiculous, and I think that doesn't harm Ferrari at all. Especially because they have had so much problems with regarding the fuel in the recent past. I think, but then again, it's the end of the season. What difference does it really make? So I just wanted to let you know that. Okay, let me know what you guys think. Do you think the fine was adequate, or do you think they should have had more severe punishment? At the front, we had quite a normal start. Hamilton took the lead, but it was towards the back that there was carnage. Kvyat, it was Gasly, I believe. Gasly had contact with Lance Stroll, which ultimately caused Lance Stroll to retire in lap 44, I do believe it was. Robert Kubica and Nico Hülkenberg both did their last Grand Prix for now. Robert Kubica had quite a lonely race, I would say. The only bit of racing that happened was at the start of the Grand Prix, when he came together with Antonio Giovinazzi. It was a great race for McLaren and Carlos Sainz, because he got 6th in the championship. So congratulations to McLaren and Carlos Sainz for securing a good result. I mean, they beat Renault to 4th overall in the championship. Considering where there was the last 3 years, I think that was this year was awesome with them. This year was awesome for them, so I'm really happy. Even though I'm not a McLaren fan, I'm a Williams fan, as many of you will know. Another driver that has had his last F1 Grand Prix potentially is Nico Hülkenberg. Now, before I give you my thoughts on that, I just want to read you a quote. For anyone, it's the last race of the year, so you always have that kind of feeling. But obviously, you also have that kind of uncertainty in the future, but I'm fine with it. To be honest, it's not new. I've known for a while that this was coming, but I'm fine about it. Also, part of me is kind of excited about the times ahead. Close this chapter and open a new one. Right, what might happen and might not happen in the future, I don't know. Nobody knows right now. But for me, obviously, it's good just to get away for a while and want to disconnect from racing for a few months and then see what I'm up to, where my head is and my heart and reasonness. It's still fun at the moment, and a big part of me is excited about the break that I'm going to get, not living in this schedule, in this rhythm, having to do these things at these times and that are preset. I never had a break since I started when I was 7. This has been my life, been my world, so that's a while. Also 10 years here. Of course, it's going to be very different, new situation and quite a shock as well. I'm sure there will be some moments that are quite hard as well. The ceiling will drop on my head, but it's part of it. Now I think that quote shows that Nico Hülkenberg is relishing the break in one respect, but it's also, on the other hand, it also could be quite a shock. Uncertainty is always not good for us, but I think I think, to be honest with you, Renault have made a mistake in letting him go. To be honest, I know that I do feel that they were kind of partly forced to do so, because I do think that Toto Wolff actually put a lot of pressure onto Renault to let Ocon race next year for Renault. But if I was Renault, I would have kept Nico Hülkenberg, especially because in the view of next year. And last year everybody was it was unthinkable that he would be without a drive this season. So I think it was quite a ruthless decision, and I think it's gonna bite them in the backside. Especially if they want to get the fourth and ultimately close the gap to the big guns. The only advantage that Esteban Ocon will bring is the knowledge of how a top team like Mercedes brings, but Ocon hasn't raced for a while, for about a year now, and Formula 1 moves very quickly, as we all know, and I think they're gonna regret letting Nico go, but I might be wrong. Will he come back? I hope so, because I think he's got unfinished business in Formula 1. I was gutted that he didn't get the podium at his best chance at Germany this year. I think he's overrated and underrated at the same time, and I think ultimately that he dug his own grave when he wanted too much money from Haas. I think he dug his own grave there. Will he be back? I want to see that. I really want to see him back, but I can't see that happening, to be honest, especially with all the new kids coming. But you never know. If a new team comes into Formula 1, he might decide to come back with them. Although I think that is very unlikely as well, because he said no to Williams. So I don't see the reason why he would go to a new team to help them out. But I'm certainly gonna miss him. But if anybody is close to Nico Hülkenberg in the very unlikely event that somebody is gonna watch Raz on F1, do me a favor and get hold of him for me and tell him that I wish him all the best and for the future. Why doesn't it? Does he fancy visiting me and so that we can do a video or podcast together about his career? That would be awesome. So this is not just a joke. If anybody out there has got any idea how I can get a hold of Nico Hülkenberg and for him to appear on my channel or meet him, do let me know. Alright, cheers guys. Of course it would be wrong of me to end this review without mentioning the great achievement that Lewis Hamilton has achieved by winning the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. He took his 11th victory the season. Nobody, I do believe, has ever done that. He took the 50th victory for Mercedes, I do believe, or at least it's his 50th. Great achievement. And he took his 83rd overall victory, and he's only now 9 away from getting beaten being better than Michael Schumacher. If he wins another if he wins another 9 Grand Prix, I do believe he is on 90. He would be on 92 Formula 1 Grand Prix victories. I think that would be sad in one way, because apart from Williams, I am a massive Michael Schumacher fan. But if I would like to see that record being taken away by anyone from Michael, it would be Lewis Hamilton. This might surprise a few people who have accused me of being a Lewis Hamilton hater. I'm not a Lewis Hamilton hater at all. I just find the things that he comes out with sometimes very strange and questionable. But I've got no problem with him as a racing driver. I've got no problem with him as a person. So I think he would be he would be a deserved successor to Michael Schumacher in taking the title of most successful Formula 1 driver of all times. I mean, before he can call himself that, there's a small matter of winning another 2 world championships, which I do believe that he will and that he can achieve. He's on form at the minute, and I think it would be wrong of anyone of us to underestimate Lewis Hamilton. Whether you love or hate him, you've got to be respectful. You've got to admire the tenacity the guy has. I just hope we see him in Formula 1 for a very long time, and he is definitely one of the people that is definitely in my top 10 of the people that I would love to have a beer with, who that are connected in Formula 1. I mean, he is just what he's achieved has just been incredible. When Michael Schumacher won his 7th title in 2004, I didn't think that it would be possible that anybody could that anybody could achieve that or even better it. And Lewis is just 2 titles away from doing that. Obviously there's going to be a lot of contenders for next year's championship, but if anybody can do it, I think Lewis can, and I wish him all the best. And if you haven't already and liked would like to keep up to date with all my shenanigans, what I do on this YouTube channel, and wanna join the team of supporters, do please help me get to 400 subscribers as soon as possible. By subscribing, where you'll be notified any of any future updates, videos I post. I mean, I've got one planned on the 12th I'll be recording on the 12th of December with F1 Fanatics, with Mike from F1 Fanatics. That is going to be an hour-long audio discussion about where we go through each of the 20 drivers and just discuss their season. It will only be available on my channel, not on Mike's, or not on F1 Fanatics. So it won't be available on Mike's channel. He's made that suggestion. So if you do want to catch that one, feel free to like, comment, and feel free to like and subscribe. And I would just like to say a massive thank you to all the people that have become recent subscribers. You mean the world to me, and it really does mean the world to me when I see every single person subscribing and every single comment I'm getting. I know that my speech is sometimes a bit difficult to understand, but I try my best, and I'm really grateful that a lot of people stick by me to listen to these videos or even watch these videos. And so I would just like to say a huge congratulations and a huge thank you to all these people. It really does mean a lot to me. If you do want to follow me on social media, all the links are in the video description below. And if you do want to become a supporter and support me on a bit of a more personal basis, you can do so by leaving me a small tip so that I can get a beer or pay towards equipment or whatever. All the links are in the video description also. And I would just like to say thank you to everybody. Alright, cheers guys, bye.